Hello and welcome to the Final Cut Pro X training video. I'm your host, Robert Cam. With me is Applebot 10.7.2.
Uh-oh. Excuse me, there are updates available for your system. Would you like to install them now?
Oh, for the love of jobs, I have to do a software update before we can start. This is going to take a while. I'll just edit it out later.
Oh, hi, I'm Freddie. Robert wanted me to edit out Applebot's software update, so I thought I'd show you how it was done. This is easy. All you have to do is take the blade tool, which is up in this little toolbox. Next, you click on the clip you want to cut like this. Then, we change the tool back to the select tool, and now we can just drag on each side of the clip to adjust where we want the new out point to be, and on the other side to adjust the new in point. Okay, let's get back to the training video.
So the first thing you need to know before you can begin is how to operate a Mac. If you're new to Macs or you've never used a computer before, please inquire about a Mac Basics class.
Your first lesson is, hitting the control key does not put you in control.
Even if you are new to computers entirely, don't worry. The new Final Cut Pro X makes video editing very intuitive.
Excuse me, you must restart your system for Mac updates to be installed.
I'm gonna need to restart you now.
Hi again. Robert will probably want me to edit out this computer restart too, so to review, I change tools here and choose the blade tool. Now I click on the clip to create a break, and now I change tools back to the select tool and drag the new out point and new in point to where I want them.
So if you're still watching, I'll assume you have a basic understanding of the Mac operating system.
Great, let's begin. First, make sure you have your external hard drive hooked up with a FireWire 800 connection.
If you don't have a FireWire 800 connection on your hard drive, you'll need to buy a newer hard drive. Final Cut Pro X will not work with FireWire 400 technology. No.
Hey, don't blame the processor, blame the process.
With your hard drive connected, start up Final Cut Pro X. In the top left, you'll see the event library.
The event library is where your events are stored. An event is a collection of source footage.
The important thing to remember is to make sure you are making a new event within your external FireWire drive. You do this by clicking on your drive in the event library to make sure it is highlighted, and then you go up to File and click on New Event. You can then rename your event to whatever you want.
Whenever you create a new event, you will see two icons in the event browser, Import Files and Import from Camera.
You're generally going to click on Import from Camera, even though it seems like you would click on Import Files to import the file straight from your SD card.
Robert's right. Do not click on Import Files if you are trying to import footage from an SD card. Click on Import from Camera instead.
The only time you want to click on Import Files is when you are trying to import images, audio files, or video that has already been ingested or exported by another application. Now, insert your SD card. Be careful. You want to put it right here in the SD card slot. Take care not to put it in the DVD slot. That could be really bad.
Did you hear about the video editor that got her finger stuck in a computer? She was trying to insert her thumb drive.
Moving on, when you click on Import from Camera, it takes you to a screen that looks like this.
If you highlight the clips you want and click on Import Selected, you can bring all your clips in at once.
But you can also trim the clips before you import them. You do this by dragging the yellow brackets or by pressing I to set the in point and O to set the out point.
However, if you trim clips before you import it, you will need to import them one at a time. Final Cut X cannot import several clips that are trimmed.
I don't know why you can't trim more than one clip at a time. Perhaps it will be changed in a future upgrade.
Read my chips. No new upgrades.
Very funny, Applebot. Well, anyway, trim your clips and import them one at a time. Select the clips you want and click Import Selected, or just click Import All.
Make sure your new event is selected from the drop-down menu. Leave all other items unchecked and click Import. As soon as you do this, Final Cut X will start importing them in the background, and you will see them appear in the event browser.
Next, you're going to want to create a new project. You do this by first accessing the project library, which is the little film canister icon at the bottom left. Then make sure your external FireWire drive is selected as we did when we created our event. Now with the external hard drive highlighted, go up to File and click New Project. Make sure your event is selected from the drop-down menu and name the project. All of the other settings should be fine.
A project is a collection of edits. Each project is tied to an event.
When you want to change projects, you just click on one of the projects in the project library and it'll open up in your timeline. The project you had open before will automatically be saved.
The solid bar with the cursor over it will turn off both video and audio skimming. The button with the waveform will turn off audio skimming only.
I'm going to turn skimming off because it's my personal preference. Now, when you click on one of these clips, you'll see that it highlights with a golden bar with these handles on the sides.
You can use the handles to adjust the in and out point of your clips. You can also hit the I key to set an in or the O key to set an out point, and it will jump to your cursor.
There are numerous ways to trim a clip. This is one method. Once you trim a clip, you can put it down on the timeline by clicking the Append Edit button. But if you don't put it on the timeline, you'll lose your trim points after you click away.
You may favorite the clip if you want to save the in and out point by clicking on the green star. Or reject a certain clip by clicking the red X. You can change the view in the Events browser to show your favorites, hide all rejected clips, and view just rejected clips.
Using the green star and red X buttons is a great way to organize your clips, and I found that it can make editing certain projects really simple. However, each person will find their favorite method of editing. Just remember, there are hundreds of different ways to accomplish the same objective. Different editors will utilize different tools according to their preferences.
You can also set keywords for your clips and search for them using the search bar in the upper right corner or by clicking on the key icon on the bar beside the favorites and rejected icons.
For this training, I'm not going to set favorites or reject clips, but I'm going to get to showing you how to put those clips to your timeline. Find the clip you want to appear first in your video, highlight it, and then click the Append button right below the Edit library. It looks like this.
The Append button will append the clip that's highlighted to the end of your timeline. The other buttons are Attach and Insert. The keyboard shortcuts for these buttons are Q, W, and D.
You can now see that our clip is on the timeline. As I select a new clip and hit Append again, you can see that the clip is added to the end of the timeline. When you click Insert instead of Append, footage will be inserted where your cursor is on the timeline. Final Cut Pro will make room for the new clip by splitting the clip wherever your cursor lies. If you click the Attach button, the clip will be placed right where the cursor is, but on the overlay track right above it.
When a clip is on the timeline, you can trim it by dragging the ends of the clips in or out.
You can also use the blade tool to make a slice in a video clip, or several slices. Then you can click on a section and delete it, or drag it to a different part of the timeline if you'd like.
There are other tools, such as the Trim, Position, Zoom and Hand tools.
The Position tool is useful if you would like to create a gap in your video, or override a clip with another clip. Hopefully this gives you a basic understanding of how Final Cut Pro X works. When you are comfortable with the basics, start experimenting with the effects, generators, and title buttons on the lower right section of the interface.
Don't forget about the inspector window. Most of the advanced features of the program involve clicking on a clip and adjusting the parameters in the inspector.
Right. In the inspector, you can make adjustments to video clips, titles, transitions, and effects, and even keyframe all of those features over time. Feel free to experiment and ask a staff member for help anytime. Final Cut Pro X is very user-friendly, but powerful at the same time.
Just wait until the newest upgrade coming out next week. It's going to be the electronic waste. Oh, Robert, I forgot to tell you, you are probably going to need to design a new class curriculum and a new training video to incorporate the new changes.
OMG, again, Applebot?
Oh, and some of your old applications may not work with the new operating system. We are redesigning many of them, so you will have to buy the new versions.
Well, then we won't upgrade.
If you don't upgrade, all of your computers will cease to function.
Oh, I think you're bluffing. There is no way Apple will require us to upgrade.